The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Namaskar, this is Dada Ranjitananda, and we are going for class 16 of the Astaunga Yoga course. First, a reminder. The value in this course is what you practice. So far, I have gone through many practices, but now let me give you just a short reminder of a few essential practices that we have gone over. First one is when you wake up in the morning, have a super positive thought, spiritual thought. That's the first thought. Very important. It will take only a minute or two. Then the first movement, the mudra that I taught during the webinar, activates your whole body. Then do meditation every day twice. Use the mantra Bhavanam Kevalam. If you have a deeper practice, a personal mantra, then do that one. But if not, at least do the Bhavanam Kevalam mantra. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, it will already make a big difference. If you don't have 15 minutes, half an hour, you're very busy, at least 5 minutes. Before breakfast, before dinner, these are the best times. Take those 5 minutes, practice the mantra. It will make a big difference. Do asanas daily, the exercise of yoga, twice, if possible. It depends on your time management. 3 basic asanas I covered during the course, you can do those. If you have difficulties doing the asana, the complete asana, do variations. Go easy on you. Don't force your body. Don't make your body ache. We are practicing for us, for our well-being. We are not practicing to prove anything to anybody. Then, Jama and Niyama. These are very important. Each one has 5 practices. I was reading an article. The article is a very important study in Harvard. They wanted to find out what were the factors that were most important to make people happy. And what was the result? They found out that if you have good relationships, that makes people the happiest. What is Jama? Is how to have a good relationship with others. What is Niyama? How to have a good relationship with yourself. 10 points, not 100, 200. 10, 5 and 5. Even choose one from each one at a time. Practice during 1 week. You will notice change in your life. If you notice the change, you get inspired, you get the feeling that you should continue practicing it. That shows that you are established in the practice. So practice, practice, practice. Now a review about the last class was about pranayama. The 4th limb, the 4th part of Astaunga Yoga. 4 out of 8. See, we are reaching to the middle of the course. In pranayama, we are controlling the flow of vital energy in our body. There are internal energy, external energy. We call it vayu. It means air. The vital energy is related to the breathing. You breathe air in, breathe out. There is a rhythm that regulates the flow of the vital energy. It is so important that if you stop breathing for a short time, you will not be able to maintain the life. If you stop eating even for days and days, still it's okay, you can survive. But breathing, you can't. That's the importance of the flow, to maintain the flow of this vital energy in the body. We talked about 5 internal vayas, 5 external. The internal are related to the flow of energy. Let's say the first one is Vijnana, circulation. Circulation pushes the blood around, pushes the lymph around, everything is circulating. The air responsible for that is Vijnana. Then Prana walks from the navel point to the throat, related to heart, lungs. Then Apana, from the navel below, elimination. You know, sometimes we cannot eliminate. We eat, and then everything gets stuck. Problem with Apana. Then there is Samana. Samana is working in the middle, in the navel area. Maintains the balance between the both and works with the digestion. Udana works in the throat area. It's related to vocal cord, expression, voice. You know, when voice is, you are using air. If you don't breathe well, you cannot talk well. It's all related to air. So Udana is the one controlling that. So these are the 5 internal airs. The external one has to do with contraction. If you're always contracted, that's kurma. Stretching. If you're always stretched, that's krikara. Joints are not working properly, crack, hard, rheumatism, this, that, naga. Hunger, thirst, devadatta. Makes you feel hungry, makes you feel thirsty. You want to drink, you want to eat. And Dhananjaya, sleep. When an individual dies, okay, when you die, the mind disconnects from the body. Then the various airs leave the body. The last one to leave the body is this one, Dhananjaya, sleep. So when you see a dead person, it seems like so peaceful, so like sleeping profoundly. That's Dhananjaya is still there. To liberate that air, a good thing to do is cremation. If the body is cremated, then that air also gets liberated. That's a little bit a review from last time. Let's go a little bit ahead with pranayama. Pranayama develops the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is responsible for the intellect, memory, deep thinking, all that is the subconscious. Yama and Niyama develop the conscious. See, you have to work on your conscious, balance it, then you go into subconscious. That's why Yama and Niyama come first, and they are of utmost importance because that's the base. Without that, you cannot penetrate deeper. You practice Yama and Niyama, develop your conscious mind, now you are ready for pranayama, develop the subconscious. Pranayama itself is not a complete practice. It's an auxiliary practice. It helps other practice. Particularly, it helps concentration, so it helps meditation. You want to do pranayama in a way that your meditation will be deeper, more concentrated. There are basically 2 main types of pranayama. One we call Hatha Yoga Pranayama, most common. If you go to a yoga class like this, you will most of the time learn this Hatha Yoga Pranayama. Different types of breathing, you may experience different mental sensations, you may feel some benefit. That's the Hatha Yoga Pranayama. What is lacking in that pranayama? Ideation. What is this? What is this Hatha Yoga Pranayama? Okay, the other type of pranayama, I wrote in the slide, associated with Bindu Dhyan. It means there is a point of concentration and also has an ideation, these two things. But let me first talk about the Hatha Yoga Pranayama. It is usually a pranayama without an ideation or a more physical ideation. It may bring some physical benefit, but it's a practice to be done with caution. Why caution? We are dealing with the mind. When we do pranayama, the airs or the vayus are very much related to the mind. We saw it during the last class. I mentioned about it. Through the airs, you can control the mind. If they are agitated, the mind gets agitated. If the mind is not let's say, directed towards where we want it to go. Suppose my mind, I'm addicted to something, let's say some drug. I want to use that drug all the time like that. I'm addicted to it. If I practice pranayama, it may accentuate or increase or maybe make my mind more concentrated in that addiction. That's why before doing the pranayama, I have to see where my mind is going. I have to give a direction to the mind. That direction is given by the jama and yama. If I'm practicing it well, and mantra, jama, niyama, everything we talked so far, that is giving direction to the mind. Now we are coming to the point of adding pranayama. It means mind has already a direction. Now we are going to accelerate it in that direction. This is basically pranayama. So if the pranayama is not done in a way to maintain the ideation, to keep the mind going that direction, then it may hamper the movement of the mind in the direction we want to go. It may give you more concentration, everything, but maybe it will give you more pride, make you think that you are great and things like that. And you will not concentrate in the great. Means we want to move towards the great and not think that we are the great. If we think we are the great, then we are limiting ourselves. That's just one example. So pranayama needs an ideation. In fact, ideation is essential to yoga. Yoga is based on ideation. We have this idea that yoga is to make us healthy, beautiful, enjoy life. Maybe that will come as a consequence. Maybe we'll be more healthy by practicing yoga. Certainly we'll be more healthy. But how healthy you can be? The body has its limitations. Even you may be healthy your whole life, when you are reaching old age, things will not work anymore as they used to be. Health is limited. It's important. We should make an effort to maintain health, but that's not the goal, because we'll end up frustrated because we cannot maintain the health forever. So the goal of yoga is self-realization, realize who we are. If we can realize who we are, really, we'll realize that we are the great. And that moment there will be a shift of consciousness. And that's where yoga is taking us. And ideation is what takes us. So now you have to connect the ideation to the pranayama, because then you will go in the right directions. If the pranayama is done without the ideation, you don't know where it's gonna take you. This is the only caution point here. So that is one. The regular Hatha Yoga Pranayama without ideation, that's one. You can practice it, but keep in mind that it's very important that you are practicing your Jama and Yama together with it. Another pranayama, the pranayama with ideation, with point of concentration, that is the Sadharana pranayama. It has alternate breathing through the nostrils. It has a mantra, ideation. Learn it from a qualified teacher, an acharya. The teacher, if the teacher is qualified to guide you, he or she takes some responsibility by teaching you, to follow you up, to see that you are doing well, you are going in the right direction, everything is working well. If you have any difficulties, you contact your teacher and you go back and forth, and that helps you to move ahead. You can just read in a book and learn, but the book is not so personalized. The book is someone who wrote the book to so many people, thousands, maybe millions of people. They can read the book, but each one of us is an individual. Things will happen differently. We will need a different personalized guidance. Book will not be able to give us that. Therefore, it is important in the spiritual path to have a teacher, somebody, a mentor, somebody who is kind of has gone a few steps ahead and has experienced things and can guide you. Somebody you can trust, somebody qualified. That from that person learn the pranayama. We teach pranayama. We don't teach it immediately. There are other steps you have to go through before you reach to learn the pranayama. So if you want to learn from us, remember, it will not be immediately. It's not that you contact us and then you go and you learn the pranayama. It's not like that. There are other practices first, and then gradually you reach the point that, okay, now you are ready for pranayama. Here's your pranayama. Okay? The goal of pranayama is to help with meditation. Meditation takes the mind to the goal. Many other practices help meditation. In the system of Astaunga Yoga, the real meditation is the seventh step, dhyan. And the last step is samadhi, which is kind of the goal already. So the meditation will take you to the goal. I think that's what I wanted to emphasize today on pranayama. I may go a little bit more, talk a little bit more on pranayama in the next class, or maybe I will just move to the next limb, the next step, and keep the pranayama with this information that it is to be done a little bit under guidance. Therefore, it's a kind of a more complex practice in the system of yoga. Okay. Questions? When to practice pranayama? Associated with the other practices. Let's say that you practice meditation twice a day. And you practice also the asanas twice a day. So you are practicing meditation, asana in the morning, meditation, asana in the evening. The pranayama will be within the practice of meditation. Means the practice of meditation, you are practicing, let's say, with the mantra, and then you practice the pranayama, and then you practice again with the mantra. So it is within the practice of meditation, it's inserted the pranayama. Practice twice, at least twice a day. The question is if I'm going to teach pranayama during the course. Usually, I don't teach pranayama like this online that you can just start practicing. In the same way that I mentioned about the book, I would prefer when somebody starts practicing pranayama to have more personal guidance. Depends on where you live. I could put you in contact with one of our monks or nuns or one of our acharyas, our instructors, and you can learn the pranayama. In fact, this is part of my closing statement for today, which is that pranayama should be practiced associated with ideation, and it should be learned personally from a qualified instructor. I think that much for today. We did quickly, but please keep practice, give continuation to your practice, and if you have questions, please contact me. I make an effort to answer all the questions sooner or later. And this much for today. Thanks. Namaskar.